Hey guys, so I'm going to try to make today's lesson nice and easy for you. It shouldn't be too difficult. We are going to be finding missing angles within a right triangle. First, I'd like to go over our solving steps. Step 1 would be to label your H, your O, and your A from the given angle in the problem. Number 2 would be to determine if you are going to use SO, CA, TOA. And then last step will be to plug into Desmos using your function buttons sine -1, cosine -1, tan -1. Okay, so here's our first example. They want us to find the measurement of angle A. So angle A is your given angle. What I would like you to start off doing is circling that given angle. Then label your H, your O, and your A. All right, so I have circled our angle A, and that is going to be my starting point. This is just my given angle. I now need to identify what my H, my O, and my A are given this triangle called ABC. So I always know that my hypotenuse is across from my 90 degree. We do not have a number for the hypotenuse, so let's just leave it blank for now. What we do have is a 3 over here and a 4 here. This is going to be either our opposite or adjacent sides. Let's label. The one that is always across from the given triangle angle, which is A, will be the opposite side. So I'm going to label it O. That leaves one letter left, which is our adjacent side. We call it A. So all we have right now for numbers is a 3 and a 4, which are highlighted as our O and our A, which means you are going to eliminate H from our solving method. If you go down to your 3 options, SO, CA, TOA, SO uses an H and so does CA. We will not be able to use these to solve for this problem. In order to solve this problem, you are going to have to use TOA. We now know we have to use TOA. I want you to remember that TOA stands for tangent equals O divided by A. So when you're setting up this problem, this is what you need to envision. You have the tangent of the given angle, which if we go back to our triangle was A. That's what's stated in the original problem. So tangent A, the given angle, will equal the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Let's rewrite it using the information from the triangle that we identified. If you go back to your triangle, the opposite side was 3 and the adjacent side was 4. So we plug it back in to tangent. Tangent A will now equal 3 divided by 4. However, in Desmos, you need to make sure you enter it with that little -1. This is the inverse of tan. Make sure in Desmos you hit the function key and then type in your 3 divided by 4. All right, I'm now in Desmos to show you how to type it. If you notice, I have typed it correctly, but my answer is a little funky. That is because Ms. Weichel has not changed the mode, which if you read through your Google Slides, you will find on your own. You need to come to this little wrench. You need to change from radians to degrees. Angles are always measured in degrees. When we come back to our problem, you now have the correct answer. If I'm rounding to the whole degree, this 36.8 will round up to 37. Your final answer for angle A is going to be 37 degrees. Okay, example 2 is asking us to find the measurement of angle S. So this is our given angle, and we will label our H, our O, and our A from S. I have circled S because that's the given angle, and now I will label. Across from the given angle is always the opposite, so I will put an O. Across from the 90 degrees is always the hypotenuse, so I will put an H. The last letter left is our adjacent side, which we call A, and we do not have a given A. So what we are going to do is we are going to eliminate this from our choices. Because we have eliminated A from our solving method, we can now eliminate Ka and Toa because they both have A's. What we are going to use to solve is so. We know we are using so. I just want you guys to recall that so stands for sine equals O divided by H. When you are setting up this problem, you need to make sure you have your sine of angle S because that's the given problem identified in the original question. All right, so sine S equals O divided by H. Don't mind my typo because Miss Weichel made a mistake. Once you do that, you can set up using the numbers that we identified in the original problem. If you rewrite it, you will get sine S equals 6 divided by 18. 6 was your O, and we divided by 18 because that is the H. We come back to the bottom where you need to plug it into Desmos. Make sure you use the function sin -1 and then put your 6 divided by 18. Please make sure you enter it in degree mode, not radians. I have now typed it into Desmos, and if you are in the correct setting, degrees, and you have typed in your function sin -1, 6 divided by 18, you will get 19.4, and if we are rounding to whole number, it will stay 19 degrees.